Yazi you thinking ukuthi okay, everyone knows ukuthi asisena umuntu omdala nani. Guys, mina the way ifamily yami ingenandaba ngakhona, even if bekuthiwa angifundi guys eUJ or angisebenzi angenzi lutho, I'm just living with a blesser in Sandton or anything like that, they wouldn't know because they don't care. Ayikho nomuntu okangibuza mina January, akekho nomuntu owazi ukuthi ngihlala lapha, hayibo nina. Akekho nomuntu owaziyo ukuthi ngihlalaphi, akekho umuntu owaziyo ukuthi esikoleni mangibuyela ngibuyela ngani ngenzani. Guys, no one knows. No one knows. Ngisho ukuthi ngiyafunda, they not sure, bazwa ngendaba. Mawungathi bakhipha proof yokuthi really usesikoleni lo muntu uyafunda, they don't know. Ngeke bakunike leyo proof. That's how much they don't care and they don't give a fuck. And I know ukuthi kube kuya ngabo, ngabe mhlambe I'm not the person that I am today, ngabe mhlambe nje impilo yami yaphelela lapho, or ngabe ngisicashalala sabo, or mhlambe you know that. So yeah, so I was still answering your question, Guti, how did I handle it? Guys, there's no manual for healing, honestly. And isilonda sokushonelwa umzali, isilonda esingapholi, it is always triggered by something. Whenever you do good in life, you just wish ukuthi someone can just say those words, I'm proud of you. Whenever you do bad in life, you just wish ukuthi someone could sit down with you and reprimand you and akubonise, guide you and all of that. And no one will ever do that better than your mother. Sometimes you just wish ukuthi uma, excuse me, wenze into embi, udinga umuntu ozohlala nawe phansi ongeke ahlekise ngamaphutha akho, but ozoku-embrace in all of that and akubonisa impilo, you know, akuthethise with love, not because uhlekisa ngawe. So there's no manual for healing, and trust me, isilonda sokushonelwa umzali asipholi, asivalwa yilutho. No friendship will ever replace uma wakho, no relationship, nothing. Remember, I'm a girl, man. From time to time it hits me, oh shit, I'm still gonna get married, and where's my father to walk me down the aisle? Where's my mom ukuthi azokikiza lapha ambatha amatshali nani. Ayikho into ebuhlungu njengokuthi mawubiza uma wakho lapha mawumbeswa umbesa umoya. Nothing is painful than that. Nothing. So nje asipoli guys, but to answer you ukuthi how did I handle it, I think it's all God. It's all God. Nami isiyatseka kokuthi I don't have that person engizothi ngizomtshela uma or ngizomtshela ubaba. Khona ukunyatseka, sometimes you can tell ukuthi okay ngithatheka kancane la, you know, you can tell ukuthi ngithatheka kancane la, but ke those are the situations you need to learn to deal with. Mina, I told myself, I've always had this thing kimi ukuthi growing up without a father kwangifundisa ukuthi I actually don't need to be desperate for a man. If I manage to grow out without a man owangilethe emhlabeni, then I don't need to be desperate for any man in this world, not unless we come together and say we are both willing to do this. No one needs to force anyone, and I will never sacrifice myself for any man. I will never sacrifice my own sanity for any man. So in Defana Nales, guys, they teach you a lot of things. They teach you a lot of things. They teach you a lot of things to a point that not having a mother has not just a mother, not having parents, kungifundisile ukuthi izimpi zami ngiyazilwela, izimpi zami ngiyazibambela. I have no one to run to, I have no one to cry to, I have no one to vent to. So whenever a situation comes, there's no time to cry and whatnot. I need to work on this, I need to find a solution, I need to move, because ukhala kwami kuyafana, you understand. So it has taught me. So the topic is, okay, the story ukudlula kwamama emhlabeni, how did you handle it? Okay, so guys, my mom passed on in 2019. In 2019, I was doing my first year AUJ, doing my second degree. I came to UJ because I just realized that tourism, it was just nah. Although I started it, but I didn't like it that much. And besides, I'm that person who always wants something more for myself. So yeah, 2019 I came to UJ. But you, I hope usanalo lolo thando loma wakho noma engasekho. Definitely kade ngafika la ekhaya shuthi yangeqinda by Sundowns yakweqa babes, but ngizoyisho. So 2019 I came to UJ. I registered fundele NC. Remember, Indian school, ubhadala school fees, transport, kufanele abe nemali yokukhera. My mom is in hospital, usisi wami endlini kufanele abe nokudla, and umuntu ogulayo uma uyombona, you don't just go there empty-handed, ne? You need something. By the time I'm a student at UJ, I'm doing my first year, guys. So I had to travel using a star bus from APK to Soweto campus. From Soweto campus, I take a taxi to Bara, and then from Bara, I take a taxi coming back to Joburg to race. So yeah, that was my life. Every day I'd go to hospital. Sometimes you will bring her something, she doesn't want that, she wants something else. Sometimes you don't even have money for that. Sometimes you know all that. And my little sister became my responsibility because I had to pay for her transport, so, and other expenses came as asendlini, like it literally became, yeah. And asinayo umuntu omdala yithi sodwa. July, things got worse again. She went back to hospital. When she went back to hospital, she stayed. This time, like it was hectic. It was hectic to a point that she was beginning to lose her mind. And in July, she got sick the whole of July. August, it started getting. It was worse. I can't even find a word to describe the situation because it was just out of hand. And you can tell when people have lost hope. Like you can tell that these people have lost hope. And if someone is sick, if family kumele keep umuntu omdala ozozomsiza nanani. I mean, we were kids. Sisodwa ngisesikoleni nanani. So abakhipanga muntu family. Still, I had to do the same routine from APK to Soweto campus to Bara nanani and all of that. And remember, September kuyabhalwa ama semester test. Ama assignment yanyiwa. Yo guys, if family, no one is helping, no one is checking up on us, no one is doing anything. The only income I'm receiving is NSFAS. That's the only income. Not that the only income I'm receiving. The only income ekhona endlini, it was NSFAS. Guys, when someone is sick, their diet changes like every day. Today they want this, tomorrow they want this. We understand? Yeah. So I had to take responsibility of the situation. So around August, she got sick. On the 11th of August, it was her birthday. How? Kube ngathi umuntu uba right. This other Sunday, I was from church. So from church, I went to the hospital. Mangifika ewadini yakhe bangitshela ukuthi no, they have moved her to there's a ward eBara ebengayazi, but apparently it's dangerous. You know, when a person is transferred to that one, it's over. But I didn't know. GO2. Yeah, I think it's GO2. Yeah, le engalo hamba ngama steps ngayo nan. So I went to GO2. Mangifika ngibuze, before I even went to her, ngiye by the desk, I bangikhombise yena mangithi hawe ma, yazi that picture ne, even today mangicabanga angibe right, like it's very traumatic, the state engamthola ekuso, to a point that she couldn't even recognize me, guys. Wayengangiboni, wayengangazi, ingqondo ihambile, and she kept on screaming in agony, and I couldn't understand what was happening. And amanesi told me when she started screaming, bembuza ukuthi yini kubuhlungu kuphi, she said akukho buhlungu ndawo, I'm just thinking about my kids, you know. So it was like, okay, that was around August. That was the 25th of August, actually, on that Sunday. It was literally a week after her birthday, because on her birthday I did a surprise for her, and I think cake, come a balloon, you know, all of that, just to lift up her spirit. So on that Sunday, when I got to hospital, she couldn't recognize me and all of that. I never cried like that in my life, because I don't know, something in me just told me, Oguti, no, this is it. And then so I went back to race. Mangfika eresi. I didn't want to be indoors. I didn't want to be alone. So I asked one of my friends, can we go out? I just want to unwind. I just, get my mind off things. We went out. Around 12. I felt something in me. Abana makuthiwa umama nomntwana, there's something that connects them. Anginawo umsiko. Ngawuzwa kodwa that day uqhaqha kumsiko wami. Something in me, inside me, it moved enkabeni, literally. It felt like something was leaving me. Like, you know that feeling. So I told my friend, can we leave this place? My mom is gone. She was like, no, don't talk like that. Don't say. I was like, no, she's gone. I know it and I can feel it. Can we leave this place? We left. I went back to rest. I slept. 6 o'clock in the morning, a sound of my ringing phone pierced the room. Okay, my phone was by the pedestal. I answered. Okay, I saw the number that I've never seen before, and in my mind it kicked in. This is a hospital number, and they're about to deliver the news. Literally, when I picked up the phone, hello, I was speaking to Snesiso Zondi. Yes, speaking. We are sorry to inform you that we've lost your mom. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So what's the procedure from here? What do we do from here? That was me asking. No, you need to come to the hospital and do the paperwork, and do the paperwork for the mortuary so that the body can be moved from here to the mortuary, and then you need to come and fetch her stuff that she was using while she was here, and you know the process when the person is dead. Fine, we called. Okay, so you know what they did? They informed my sisters and they informed me. So I already knew, okay, these are the news. So I told her, okay guys, I know already. And then we started calling the family. They had their people to call on the side, because I also had people to call this side. So we started calling everyone. I have mamncane mina bakhona la eGoli, guys. I have ugogo olami ugogo wami, of which umamncane kama wami. We have her ukhona la eJozi. We have umalume la eJozi. Sabafonela. Guess what? No one came. We went to the hospital. We did the paperwork. From Eresi. I had an assignment to submit. I had a test to write. Monday ilanga lakhona. So we also had to plan the funeral alone. Okay, fine. We did all the paperwork. We did all the bureaucracy and everything. So we took the stuff. Saziniga osis bami bahamba nazo. Because I had to go back to Eres. You submit and prepare for the test. Engibhalai. So, engqondweni yami mangiseres, I'm like, okay, akeke ngicwatshelwe la eGoli. Fanele ngicwatshelwe emakhaya. Because la asikaze senze lutho, literally nothing. Asikaze senze lutho and akusiyovela indawo yokuthi angangcwatshelwa kuyo. I'm thinking ukuthi ifamily mayingekho la emakhaya khona bani, what's happening that side? So I called my sisters, I spoke to them, you know what guys, I think we need to separate. Nina nizosala ngapha since the paperwork and everything is done. Sekusele nje ukuthi singashiya isidumbu emuva sehle sonke. So nizolinda isidumbu. I will go home and take care of things that side. On Tuesday morning after writing, I packed my stuff. I went home. Emnambithi Kabuma. Mangifike emnambithi, guess what? Akwehlisiwe akuvusiwe matrasi. Akufakiwe kitchenisi. Ayikho into eshoyo ukuthi kushoniwe. Akukliniwe. Akunamuntu omdala. Well, I'm from that family eyokuthi you know lo muzi lo ofile. I don't want to put it like that because it sounds harsh, but uyawazi lo muzi ongenamuntu omdala osele nezihlobo. We understand. Umuzi nje ukuthi awunakiwe, omamncane bami bayaziphuzela, omalume bami bayaziphuzela. Ileyo muzi nje loyo ukuthi wow. Lo muzi nje lo. Yabona umuzi umphakathi osewulahlela ithemba, umuzi ongahloniphekile. That's ikhaya lami mina emnambithi. Umuzi wokuthi nje kunjalo, yabo? So I went home ngaemnambithi. Yo guys, mangifika asikho isikhathi sokukhala la, asikho isikhathi sokuthi I need to sit down with myself and face the situation. There was no time for that. There was just a lot happening. There was just a lot going on. I started cleaning up. Ngenza yonke into ekumele ngiyenze. Yabona bangintshela ukuthi lo muzi ofile, ilo muzi ukuthi ungathenga izitsha December mawukhona. Mawuya next year December guys, azikho. So imagine right now kushoniwe kunabantu abazofika guys, itiye bazokwenzelwa ngani? Yeah. So I went to town lapha eMnambithi emachisoni. Vele bese ngiqala kuba ngathi abantu bayangazinyana nani. So I went to emachisoni, ngifaka amaduku, ngigqoka amaroko amade, ngithenga amagedlela, ngithenga izitshe eShoprite, ngithenga ini. You know, omunye ubhutwazi wangibuza wathi yini uhambisa umbondo yini noma uyashada, wathenga yonke lento. I was like ngishonelwe. Wathi yini ushonelwe boyfriend yini? Ngathi ngishonelwe umama. Wathuka ubhuti abantu ocishe waquleka wathi bapha abazali. I was like, what's bapha abantu abadala? Ngathi let's not talk about it. Ubhuti waye kwi-cashier eShoprite. So took everything, I went back home. People started coming in. Wednesday iyo leyo ndaba yakuye edrobheni futhi thengwa ini nani. Thursday sekumele kwenziwe ama-arrangements guys ukuthi isidumbu sisuke eGoli size KZN because ngeke azangcwatshelwe eGoli. Family. Fine. Awekho i-insurance ebesiyisebenzisa ayinama office eMnambithi. So isidumbu kwakumele ukuthi sisuke from la eGoli to Standerton, from Standerton size eMnambithi. Sasingeke size eMnambithi same day. So fine. Ngisekhaya, I'm facing i-trauma yangale eyokuthi akunamuntu omdala, kungena amakholwa alilela bani la. Okay, fine, they started coming in. Bahlala ke kumatrasi ke ogogo nani. Yayazi most family mayifike ngama last minute seyifuna ukuba in control. Seyaqalisa yanithethisa pointing out ama mistake nani. You know that. Again, there's no time to cry. There's literally no time to vent. And ngabona lapho ukuthi empilweni ayikho into ebhlungu njengokuthi ufise ukukhala ungazi kodwa ukuthi uzokhala kubani. You know? I didn't know ukuthi ngizokhala kubani, and I just told myself, you know what, asikho isikhathi sokukhala, asikho isidingo sokukhala, ngisho ngakuthiwa ngiyakhala ngizothuliswa ubani. By Thursday isidumbu sasuka from Joburg saye Standard 10. On Friday my sister wasilandela waye Standard 10. Guys, isidumbu sigezwa abantu abadala emndenini, sigezwa ogogo isidumbu emndenini. Kwamele sisuke siye Standard 10 siyozigezela umzimba thina ingane, isidumbu sikama wami thina sazigezela, guys. You know, kuyathusa honestly, kuyathusa and kubhlungu. Okay, fine. We did all the things, we did everything. Safika naso Friday kwaba umlindelo. Hey guys, ngangiqala ukubona imovie so elifini mina. Yazi ukuthi ifilimu uyibuka idlala phambi kwamehla akho and you just don't have control. Yo guys, mayifika family phela Friday seyifuna ukubonakala ukuthi sikhona ifamily. Ifuna ukubonakala ukuthi khona abanye bafika badakiwe nje akuna order. You know, I remember my friends from la eJoburg mabefika, okay, bayangisiza siyaqoba nani, okay, sekukhona nalabo bomamncane abakhona, yabona nje bonke labo bantu sebekhona. And seeing the situation, I told myself, you know what, I'm not gonna cry in this situation. I'm not gonna let the devil win. And I'm not gonna allow people to get what they want, ukuthi basibone si weak or basibone singelutho. There's something ifamily eyenzayo uma nishonelwe niyingane, making promises that they know very well ukuthi they will never keep. I hate that. And I made sure I made my point clear ukuthi each and every one of them owayethi nazi ukuthi asinilahlile ingane zami ngangibapakisa ngithi wo, don't start, don't go there, don't, ngoba nisibonisile saphila lo muntu yini ezoshintsha mayingasekho. That was it. So okay, Friday people went to sleep. Angizange ngize ngilale Friday, and not just Friday kuphela, throughout the week ngangalali. Busy. I'm trying to keep up with my schoolwork also. Nani, we understand. I'm trying to ask people abasesikoleni, guys, please update me ukuthi kwenzakalani nani. Yabona nje zonke lezo zinto lezo. And then Friday ebusuku nakhona it was my preparations for Saturday. Hey guys, so mina ke angaze ngisonte like esontweni lasekhaya nani ngakhethela ukusindiswa mangikhula. So mangisindiswa mangikhula, I felt like family, it was against that, you know, because having a relationship with God and building an encounter with God, it brought me so much wisdom and strength empilweni, to a point that I was the only one who was able to rise above everything in my family and shine. And I think they could see some of the things, not even some of the things, everything, it was God's grace. So they were always against that, you know. So ugogo wami lo wala eGoli makuzongcwatshwa Saturday ekuseni, like kuhlelwi omama bakumatras, we understand, kugcwele ngibenzela iti ekuseni, ngihambisa amakhekhe, ngihambisa inyama yangaphakathi. Yabona lezi zinto lezi ezenziwa nje ekuseni before umngcwabo, ngiyahambisa yonke into. athi ugogo wami, she's sitting on a high chair ekamereni kunesidumbu khona ekuhlelwe kumatras khona, abanye omama abafaka imhlonipho nani omama bawomakoti abazilisile yonke leyo nto. Yena she's sitting on a high chair, ugogo umamncane kama wami, of which that makes her a mother to my mom and a grandmother to us. She was literally sitting on a high chair and she asked me, so uma wena uzongcwatshwa ubani? I was like, ayibo, la ekhaya basonto eAfrika, wonke umuntu usonto eAfrika, so uzongcwatshwa isonto elingcwabe ugogo la ngcwaba umkhulu la ngcwaba wonke umuntu wala ekhaya, so uzongcwatshwa eAfrika and ubembathile khona ubesonta khona. And she was like, angithi wena uyasonto usindisiwe yini ungaletha abafundisi bakho bezomncwaba? I was like, okay, is it necessary ukuthi just because ngisindisiwe, do you really have to put me on the spotlight? And why does everything have to be changed because of me ukuthi ngoba ngisindisiwe? Because uma wami wayengasindiswanga, mina ngasindiselwa ngedwa, and wonke umuntu obeshona wala ekhaya ungcwatshwa eAfrika. So I understood ukuthi she's that person shem ozo throw ama shades nje. Yayibona le gang ethanda ukubukwa yehlobo, yeah, rich aunt type of vibe, ogoga bangafuna ukuguga, you know. And it touched me ukuthi kushuthi uma wami useyalahlwa just because she's dead now. You understand ukuthi I understand ukuthi ngisindisiwe ngisontapi, but for ukuthi nimkhiphe inyumbazane la ekhaya just because she's dead and just because mina ngisindisiwe, so nimkhiphe inyumbazane nithi akayongcwatshwa la abengaphili khona, because honestly yimi umuntu owayesindisiwe. Wow. So it was okay. Abazalwane base-Afrika shem abasibhayanga bafika, abazalwane base-Afrika. Mawami wayesalikhokha ithikithi lakhe even when she was in Joburg, wayilungisa indlela yakhe. She was cool. And I always say this, ukuthi I thank God umasingcwabisane wawukhona. Ngiyazibuza ukuthi kwakuyokwenzakalani, mhlawumbe wayeyongcwatshwa ngebhokisi latamatisi bakwethu, mhlawumbe hayibo yenina. Yes, ngiyazibuza. You know when they say, when God says my plans are not to harm you but to prosper you, ushinte khona, because I saw God ngalezo insuku, as much as kwakunzima ukumbona, but I saw him and I felt his presence, because kukho konke there was still a way. You understand? So everything went on, the funeral went on, you know, and I kept saying one thing to myself, you know what, I'm not gonna break down here, I'm not gonna cry. So kwaba iphathi yokuthi kubonwa isidumbu, makuyobonwa isidumbu, you know, when the family is waiting for you to break down, because that's the part abasithola kuyo la abacabanga ukuthi si weak khona. They know ukuthi uzothi nhlala lapha esidunjini bese uyakhala, and they didn't understand one thing, ukuthi asiqala ukusibona manje isidumbu thina before kufa umoya kuma wami kwafa umzimba, you know. And umoya nawo waphumela phambi kwethu, and asiqalanga ukumbona eselapha sekukhona ifamily boxini. No, lesidumbu sibuya kithi sikezwe yithi. So they forgot one thing. Uyababona bafuna ukusondela bonke musibase kuzobona isidumbu ukuthi bazonipha ama fake hugs, bazonithulisa nani. No, sikhona ngane yami in wara, you know that shit. So I just went there, I looked, I went back, and then everyone was like, you know, when people think you know, to a point that bazi bati I unesibindi, and my sisters, they started crying again. I was the one hugging them, ngibathulisa nani ngibathulisa. It was okay. Kwaba funeral, kwangcwatshwa yadlula funeral, guys. Mayidlula funeral. Sunday I have to go back to Joburg. I'm writing on Monday. I'm writing on Monday. Silindele ukuthi makushoniwe khona abantu abadala kumele basale, guys, bazile nefamily. Akuveli kusukume wonke umuntu khanje ukusukumiswe nje umatras ngaleyo Sunday leyo kade kushoniwe. ifamily le. They did just that. Everyone left. Waya kwakhe. Hayibo. Asange sigeze. Akupleniwe indaba yamahalavu. Asinikiwe inzila. Lutho. Akekho umuntu omdala owahlala wazila cause makushoniwe khona umuntu omdala kumele anizilele, anifakele ingubo ezimnyama nani. No one did that, guys. Gondiswanga inwele. No one initiated anything. No one initiated anything, guys. Hayibo. Kwenzakalani la? I came back to Joburg. Now, yazi ukuthi impilo ibhlungu ngani ukuthi ngoba when you still going through something, akumi yonke into and then ikalawe impilo to go through that, finish going through it and then move on to the next thing okumele uyenze. Ayimi impilo iyaqhubeka. Akusho njengoba ngishonelwe isikolo sizoma. Excuse me, or yonke into izoma. You understand? I came back to Joburg. I had to study. Asikho isikhathi sokucabanga the trauma that I went through for the past few weeks. Asikho isikhathi sokucabanga the trauma that I went through the previous weekend, the trauma of losing my mom, the trauma of having isilonda esingeke siphole. There was no time for that. On Monday, I woke up, ngayobhala, I had to submit. Now everything is just piling up. Guys. And I had to toughen up. My little sister, unyaka usuzophela, iskhool fees kumele siphelele. I-transport yesikolo kumele ikhokhwe, guys. Yeah. I had to ukuthi yazini ngithi put aside everything and prioritize, because imagine if I allowed myself or I allowed pain to consume me. Fine, I've lost my mom, but I can't lose everything else in that process. At least I need to be left with something to sustain me or something to carry me through it all. So I had to prioritize. But you know what? I'm going to put aside everything and just focus on what's more important now. Yes, I've lost her. It's painful, but then impilo iyaqhubeka njengoba ngisho ukuthi ayimi when you're still going through something. So we survived by God. We survived by God's grace, guys. And okubhlungu ukuthi I was a loyal member esontweni. I was that person every Sunday. Marking the register esontweni ngikhona. Doing what esontweni ngikhona. Someone is sick, we need to pray for that person, ngikhona. I'm praying. I'm a prayer warrior. No one showed up emngcwabeni kamama wasesontweni. Ngisho umthandazo owodwa owake walethwa esibhedlela lethela uma wami from esontweni. Coming back thinking ukuthi no, now it's after the funeral, someone will show up. No one, guys. That's a topic for another day. We move. To your question, ukudlula kwamama emhlabeni, how did you handle it? One thing about healing, healing is a process, guys. Healing is a process. You think you are fine today and you are over it and you are okay. The next day you wake up and you're just back in that dark place. The next day you wake up and ubuyele move. You feel like you go forward one step and 10 steps backwards. Indaba yokugezwa, guys. Bengitshantshela indaba ukuthi I moved out terrace nani. So ngiyabona mani kuthulwe kwenziwa mahalavu, akwenziwa lutho, guys. Ukwenza mahalavu imbuzi. Kugezwa abantu bakhululwa, abantu khunyulwa inzila, abantu bakhishwa isithunzi esimnyama. It was never done until I took it upon myself to do it. Yes, you're thinking ukuthi okay, everyone knows ukuthi asena umuntu omdala nani. Guys, mina the way ifamily yami ingenandaba ngakhona, even if bekuthiwa angifundi, guys, AUJ, or angisebenzi, angenzi lutho, I'm just living with a blesser in Sandton, or anything like that. They wouldn't know because they don't care. Akekho nomuntu okangibuza mina January, akekho nomuntu owaziyo ukuthi ngihlala lapha. Hayibo nina. Akekho nomuntu owaziyo ukuthi ngihlala laphi. Akekho umuntu owaziyo ukuthi esikoleni mangibuyela ngibuyela ngani ngenzani. Guys, no one knows. No one knows. Ngisho ukuthi ngiyafunda, they not sure, bazwa ngendaba. Mawungathi bakhipha proof yokuthi really usesikoleni lo muntu uyafunda. They don't know. Ngeke bakunike leyo proof. That's how much they don't care and they don't give a fuck. And I know ukuthi kube kuya ngabo, ngabe mhlambe I'm not the person that I am today. Ngabe mhlambe nje impilo yami yaphelela lapho, or ngabe ngisicashalala sabo, or mhlambe you know that. So yeah. So I was still answering your question, Guti, how did I handle it? Guys, there's no manual for healing, honestly. And isilonda sokushonelwa umzali, isilonda esingapholi, it is always triggered by something. Whenever you do good in life, you just wish Guti someone can just say those words, I'm proud of you. Whenever you do bad in life, you just wish Guti someone could sit down with you and reprimand you and akbonise, guide you and all of that. And no one will ever do that better than your mother. Sometimes you just wish ukuthi uma, excuse me, wenze into embi, udinga umuntu ozohlala nawe phansi ongeke ahlekise ngamaphutha akho, but ozoku-embrace in all of that and akubonisa impilo, you know, akuthethise with love, not because uhlekisa ngawe. So there's no manual for healing, and trust me, isilonda sokushonelwa umzali asipholi, asivalwa yilutho. No friendship will ever replace uma wakho. No relationship, nothing. Remember, I'm a girl, man. From time to time it hits me, oh shit, I'm still gonna get married. And where's my father to walk me down the aisle? Where's my mom ukuthi azokikiza lapha ambatha amatshali nanani? Ayikho into ebuhlungu njengokuthi mawubiza uma wakho lapha mawumbeswa umbesa umoya. Nothing is painful than that. Nothing. So nje aspholi, guys, but to answer you ukuthi how did I handle it, I think it's all God. It's all God. Nami is strength enginaso siyangithusa sometimes ukuthi, oh my God, Sinesfiso, you're so young, where do you get so much strength? And then I remember ukuthi no, he is my refugee, in him I trust, you know. And he has said in his word that I knew you before you were born in your mother's womb. I ordained you, I made you a priest. So it all comes back, I'm not just a normal human being. And he says that I've set you apart. And I do realize that I'm very different. So that is God living in me. And he has said that in Psalm that for the Lord is in her, she will never fail. And I always remember that, oh, you are in me, God, I will never fail. You know, when he has said in his word, Uguti, my plans are higher than your plans. So meaning that I might not understand the situation now, but he knows what he is doing with my life. And for every situation that I've been through, I know, Uguti, it is not by mistake. And me coming out of every situation and all the struggles and everything, it is not by mighty nor by power, but it is by the Spirit of God. So hence I was telling you guys, make prayer your lifestyle. Have that encounter with God. Build that relationship with God. Yabona malithi Bible yeka ubuhle bokumazi ebusheni. They mean such things. Ayikho into emnandi njengokuxhumana nokwazana nokuhlangana noNkulunkulu in your youth days, because ayikho, there's nothing that shifts you from the grace of God. You know? So had I not known God ngisemusha, I wouldn't have overcome all of this. So yimi nokuhlangana noNkulunkulu nokwazana naye nokumvumela, empilweni yami. Nakhona lapho akusikho nokuthi ngamvumela. Remember the Bible says that we didn't choose God, he chose us. So wangikhetha kuqala uNkulunkulu wafika kimi, and then I just received him, you know. So guys, there's no manual for healing. There's no manual for healing. Today, alright, you're back in that dark place. Tomorrow, you are numb. You don't even know how you feel. The next day, and everything, it will always trigger those emotions. It will always trigger those emotions. So what I always say is, allow God to be everything to you. Allow him to be your father. Allow him to be your mother. The Bible says that he is the father to the fatherless. He is the mother to the motherless. Mina, I survive because of God. Family, I've never called anyone and asked for anything. And I'm okay. I survive. I survive, guys. Like, I survive. I'm okay. So, all I can say is, hence I never tell people to be strong, guys. I never tell people to be strong. Corner, I'm a situation that will never allow you to be strong. But also, I always say, don't be weak foot. Don't be weak. Try and be able to handle it. I don't know, find a way. Be able to handle it. Don't be too weak to a point that you lose yourself, because if you lose yourself, you will never regain yourself. And whatever that you've lost, guys, remember, kamba ngesikhathi. And in all of this, don't allow pain to consume you and to define you. You understand? Look to the brighter side, and there's actually kyaphileka, guys. Kyaphileka, trust me. As hard as it is, as painful as it is, kyaphileka, because sometimes you'd feel ukuthi kunakho kunyatseka kokuthi I don't have that person engizothi ngizomtshela uma or ngizomtshela ubaba. Khona ukunyatseka, sometimes you can tell ukuthi okay, ngithatheka kancane la, you know, you can tell ukuthi ngithatheka kancane la, but ke those are the situations you need to learn to deal with. I told myself, I've always had this thing, growing up without a father, kwangifundisa ukuthi I actually don't need to be desperate for a man. If I manage to grow out without a man, then I don't need to be desperate for any man in this world. Not unless we come together and say, we are both willing to do this. No one needs to force anyone. And I will never sacrifice myself for any man. I will never sacrifice my own sanity for any man. So, in Day Fananales, guys, they teach you a lot of things. They teach you a lot of things. They teach you a lot of things to a point that not having a mother has... not just a mother, not having parents, kungifundisile ukuthi izimpi zami ngiyazilwela, izimpi zami ngiyazibambela. I have no one to run to, I have no one to cry to, I have no one to vent to. So whenever a situation comes, there's no time to cry and whatnot. I need to work on this, I need to find a solution, I need to move. Because ukhala kwami kuyafana. You understand? So it has taught me. Zakekile. A lady doesn't say her age, my darling. I mean, ngatuyaz, I thank God for ukungiqhelelisana nomndeni. One thing about me, hi, ngiyawukhatha umndeni, guys. Ngikhatha off umndeni ukudlula French. And I love that about myself. I love that about myself. I love that about myself. Love that about myself. Family ilokho nje ukuthi we are a family, but then I wouldn't say we have a relationship, although I need to ask ukuthi family. I always kubantu enginabo ku WhatsApp, they know I once posted something not so long ago ukuthi hustle until ifamily ziqale ukuposta and then they start keeping in touch and all of that, you just know you are in the right track, you're doing the right thing. Once the family is starting to reach out to you, starting to invite you to our gatherings, starting to ask you, what are you doing, are you free, can we do this, just know you're doing the right thing, baby girl. You're doing the right thing. If family so now it's that they can see the light, so they just want to be closer to it. And I'm like, bitch, please. Hard. Hey, it is not hard. It is. Hey guys, hard is an understatement. There are so many things I want to share with my mom. You know, some of the things, guys, I'm realizing now, I really do need a mother, guys, empilweni. I really do need a mother empilweni, because it doesn't know what is you can't just share them with friends or with anyone, you know. You feel ukuthi into edinga umuntu ozongibuka the same way mangiqeda ukumxoxela lento umuntu we understand. So yeah, they say time heals, but I don't think so. Do we really heal, or we just get used to it, babes? We get used to it. My mom passed on in 2005 and I was 5. That was me when I lost my dad. I was 5, and it still hurts. It hurts, babes. Time does not heal anything. We just get used to it. We get used to living with pain, you know, and we develop a strategy. Cutting off umndeni wakho is one of the biggest steps. It's peace of mind. It's not even a biggest step. For mina I cut you off ngivuka ekuseni, angidlali kanjalo mina. Pray Amanda.